Hey everyone, this is Ross, and this is a quick video overview of the latest version of ggLeap with regard to Fortnite tournaments and automation. We've been working hard on this since the last iteration, which was in January, so I wanted to show how we've progressed since then. The first events are tomorrow, so we're going to be running this at the first event. So I've got 4 computers up in front of me, 4 virtual machines running ggLeap. I've created 4 accounts, and I've added the 4 tickets to each of those accounts. The ticket system works pretty much the same as before, so that you can buy tickets through the stock control menu in your web admin. You can then sell those tickets to your customers. The tickets for the spring events are they grant 3 hours of gaming time rather than 4, which is previous. The reasons for that is that there's a longer qualification period, so there's a chance to fit in twice as many competitors if you wanted to do that. Anyway, I've created 4 accounts, I've added the tickets on, and I'm going to log into the client.
Access granted.
Okay, so as you can see, anyone who has a ticket on their account on that particular day we'll see a different side panel. Now, I haven't updated the artwork, although that is happening today. So if a user clicks on the panel, they get taken to the Fortnite lobby system. So I have configured an event to start in 2 minutes time. So, you know, if your gamers are playing before the event and they have time on their accounts, they will see this lobby menu and they will see the countdown timer, so that if a gamer is logged in early, you know, they will know exactly when the event is going to begin. It will look just like this. So I've configured this test tournament with test data here, but whenever we're looking at this for real, and this will all be accurate information, and the players can see how many attempts that they have. They can see when the events are starting, when the championships are going to be starting, how many players are registered, and how many players have so far qualified for the finals. So what I'm going to show here is how far we've progressed with the automation, and also just running gamers through how it all works. Like, we've simplified it as much as possible, and we've made it as robust as possible. And I'll demonstrate that in a second. We've tested this on every conceivable resolution, so it shouldn't matter whether your gamers are playing on stock resolutions or whether they have some crazy stretched resolution. We've tested all of that as well. We've tested different languages, we've tested different game settings. You know, we think that the auto login system is pretty robust now. So I will come back in 40 seconds and I will show you how it works. Okay, so the timer just ran down to 0. The button has now changed to launch Epic. So it detects if Epic and or Fortnite is running. Now obviously I just logged into the client, so neither of those are running, so I'm being told to launch Epic. Which I can do just by clicking on the button, which is just a shortcut. Okay, and that brings up the Epic launcher. I will go ahead and log into all of these. Okay, so I've got Epic Games now is running. So you can see the button has changed. I still can't enter the tournament yet because it's waiting for Fortnite to be running, so there's no way for the gamer to kind of go wrong at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and get Fortnite up and running. Okay, so Fortnite has now launched on all 4 systems. So I'm going to try and make this hard for ggLeap. So we're going to imagine that these are 4 random gamers in 4 different gaming centers, and they all have their own random configuration, and we'll see how ggLeap can handle it. So first of all, if we just go back to the ggLeap screen, you'll see that we have the enter tournament button. So this button is only available if Fortnite is running and the gamer is therefore ready to be entered into the tournament. So if we hit the ready up button, the enter tournament button, which is like the internal ggLeap queuing, you know, lobby system. So we have 4 players who are now registered and queuing for this event. Now the event will start when I manually start it on the back end, but in the actual event, these servers will just go automatically. So right now these gamers are waiting for me to start the match. But first of all, I'm going to just make this difficult. So first of all, I'm going to imagine that this particular gamer happened to have his previous settings set to, I don't know, playground, and perhaps his or her matchmaking region was Asia, for instance. Or actually, let's try Brazil. And maybe the language was also in, I guess, Portuguese. Okay. So I'll leave this particular gamer with those settings. The one on the bottom left, let's change it to Geos on fill. Let's change the... And as you can see, by the way, these already have pretty random resolutions. So the system here is designed to handle any resolution. So we'll just change the matchmaking region, something random, change the language. Okay, apply that. Okay. And I'll actually just leave that one on that screen to make it extra hard. And this one, let me see, I will just, let's leave the gamer on the store. And the bottom right, I don't know, Team Rumble. Let's change it to, yeah, automatic matchmaking. And we'll leave the player just on the locker. And then just for extra difficulty, I'll leave the ones on the right on the Fortnite screen, and I'll put the ones on the left on the ggLeap screen. So it really shouldn't matter what the gamer has done with his or her setup, so long as, well, if they're in Fortnite, they'll see the button, and no matter what screen they're on, as long as they're readied up and queuing and waiting, you know, they're in the system. So I'm going to go ahead and start this server. Okay, so I'm going to start the server, and what's going to happen is that the user input for these 4 users will be frozen, so that for 30 seconds they won't be able to use their mouse or keyboard, because ggLeap is going to take over and it's going to set up their configuration. It'll put in the matchmaking password to get them into the server, and it should just do everything so that neither the members of staff nor the gamers themselves need to know the server password, aka the matchmaking key, and to get into the game. So the gamers just need to get to this point, and then the game starts, and I'm pressing the start button right away. Now. Okay, so the user input on those 4 will be frozen about now, and we can see ggLeap is now getting the gamers to the right places, putting the matchmaking key in first of all, regardless of the language settings, making sure everyone's set to solo games, making sure everyone's connected to the correct region. Just it's Asia in this case. I have an Asia server set up, and then once everything is correct, puts everyone into the matchmaking queue. So the only thing left to do is for the ggLeap team to physically start the Fortnite server. So, you know, this is a demonstration of how gamers can get into the games. They really shouldn't, it should be difficult for them to go wrong. Now this is our big first test this weekend of the new system, so who knows, but it's been well tested. We've tested this in a bunch of centers before today, as well as in the test environment. We've tried to make it as robust as possible. So fingers crossed, and good luck in the weekend, guys.